The colliding of the continents created these colossal mountains, immense walls of rock and ice that mold the landscape and climate. The Ecuadorian Andes, mythic cordillera, which are crowned by volcanoes over 5,000 meters high. This formidable mountain chain runs through the American continent for 8,000 kilometers. Ecuador is part of the Andes. In the western Ecuadorian cordillera, one finds Chimborazo with its glacial peak. This snow-capped mountain is the highest in Ecuador. Its folds are bathed by the sacred light of the moon and by the sun's rays that reflect its majesty. To get to this site, we take the Pan-American Highway from Riobamba, passing through Lican, Calpi, San Juan, and La Chorrera, until arriving at the first refuge. This Andean giant has 5 separate peaks. The main one is Wimper, at 6,310 meters, La Ventimiglia at 6,267 meters, the Central or Polytechnic Peak at 5,820 meters, and finally the Nicolas Martins or Eastern Peak at 5,570 meters. The snow-capped volcano Chimborazo is the heart of the Ecuadorian Andes. Here the strong winds rustle the native shrubland. The llamas and alpacas survive in this extreme climate. Their thick hair keeps them warm, and their extra red blood cells absorb sufficient oxygen to stay alive at these heights. The majesty and height of Chimborazo is accompanied by the man of wind and snow, El Carrihuayrazo. Out of the plains and foothills of the Andes rise striking and imposing mountain formations. El Altar is 5,320 meters high and crowned by snow. From Riobamba, we take the route to Penipe. then past Candelaria, Releche, until arriving at the refuge in the ravine of Collanes. In this place, the great rock sculptures of the mountain have been cut by the glaciers. This concentration of peaks is the most beautiful in the country. One's gaze is lost among the mountain tops. El Canónigo, El Fraile Beato, El Fraile Oriental, El Tabernáculo, la Monja Chica, la Monja Grande, el Obispo, and el Púlpito. The Andes form a mixture of peaks and plains that form patchworks of light and shadow. These tranquil forms of nature are contrasted with the powerful volcanoes. The volcano Tungurahua is positioned in the eastern cordillera of the Andes. Its main access is from Ambato, passing Salasaca, Pelileo, Pondoa, and finally the refuge. Its height is 5,029 meters. It is cone-shaped, and when it snows, a white hood forms around the volcano that contrasts with its black crag. The snow that falls on its peak supports a fragile ecosystem. It hydrates the land with pure water, which flows down by way of high crystalline waterfalls. Here the soil is rich in nutrients, giving life to the sweet fruits of the Andes. The contrasts of color are a wonder to one's eyes, while one relaxes to the sounds of nature. The Andean meadows are blessed with a variety of native flowers, anthurios, orchids, lycopodios, Chuquiraguas, Pacungas, Caspachina yuyos. They strike one while passing with their beauty. In this place, the Andean forests are sublime and beautiful. The bromelias and lichens grow in the trees. In this habitat, every species is biologically unique. Cotopaxi, with its permanent snows and ancient glaciers, offers a frozen white landscape. It is one of the most beautiful mountains on the planet. To get to Cotopaxi, we leave from Latacunga, passing through El Chasqui, Limpio Pungu Lagoon, before arriving at the refuge. Cotopaxi is 5,879 meters high. Its perfect form is full of surprises and stunning views. As one climbs up, the winds increase and make a strong whistling sound. The higher one goes, the air becomes thinner and more difficult to breathe. And finally, the summit, the glory and a breathtaking view. The Ilinises are cathedrals of ice, high peaks with wonderful forms that catch our attention with their beauty. To arrive at Ilinises, one leaves from Latacunga, El Chaupi, La Virgen, and finally one arrives at the refuge. Southern Ilinisa has an altitude of 5,246 meters. While the northern peak is 5,126 meters high. There are 4 access routes to the southern Ilinisa Peak. The Celso-Zuquillo route, the ramp route, the common route through climbing the southern peak, and the variation of the common route, which is less dangerous. For the northern peak, there exist two access routes, the typical route and the Spanish route. Nature is all-powerful, with its striking combinations, like the volcano El Quilotoa, with crystalline green turquoise waters. Where one breathes pure air that invites tranquility and meditation. El Quilotoa is found 79 kilometers from Latacunga, 68 kilometers from Pujili, and 10 kilometers from the parish of Zumbawa. With a height of approximately 3,940 meters, this salty lake of volcanic origin is more than 3 kilometers in diameter. The Andes are perfect for practicing extreme sports.